Hey guys, this is Andrea from Creative-Flame.org. Today I want to talk a little bit about the idea of mortality and the reality that we are really only here for a very short while. So I went out to eat with my grandpa this week, and we sat and talked about how a lot of his lifelong friends have passed away. He's in his 80s, and how lonely that felt. And I know that that sounds depressing, but it kind of got me thinking about how in the future I probably will also have this experience of slowly losing all of the people that I have bonded with and that I have identified with throughout my life and that know my history and that have been my best friends. I think that it's really easy, especially when things are very stable in our lives, to kind of assume that everything is always going to be there just as it is now, that the people that we've known throughout our lives are like permanent pillars or fixtures in our reality. I think it's also very easy to assume that we have all of the time in the world available to us to accomplish all of the things that we want to accomplish and to see all the things that we want to see and travel to all the places that we want to travel to. As I get older and as I have experienced personal loss within my own immediate family, it's been made much, much more apparent to me that nothing is permanent, that nothing is fixed, and that everything eventually is going to go away. Life is ultimately a temporary gig. We are only here for a short while. It's almost like we're touring planet Earth. We're on this big rock that's hurtling through outer space, and we have a limited amount of time to explore and experience it. Think of a flower blooming. Life is like a gradual flowering of the unique potential that we have within us. Whatever hardship, challenge, or difficulty we face, we are ultimately on a journey, I believe, to realize our own divine nature. No matter how cloudy our spectacles or how muddled our heart, no matter how closed down we have become by the pain that we have experienced, life is engineered to return us to what is pure and innocent and true. Like petals opening, we are meant to live in this world with an open heart. But as all flowers will eventually wilt and lose their petals, life is a fading chimera. Our time here is limited. Have you ever really sat down and asked, what is that all about? Think back to a time where you lost someone that was very dear to you, whether it was a friend, a family member, a lover, or a beloved pet. Through the heartache and the pain of the loss, you had a stark moment where you realized how fragile, how precious, and how truly fleeting life is. At that moment, everything in life that was superficial or irrelevant was completely burned away, and you became extremely aware of what genuinely truly matters in life. Through the sudden absence of your loved one, the abundant meaning in life everywhere was illuminated. Loss and limitation sharpen our sensitivity to the world around us. Without limitations imposed upon us, we could never grow. Limitations can be immensely strengthening if we work within them rather than fighting against them. A harness can be experienced as either a support or a restraint. It really depends on how we choose to perceive it. When you are faced with an excruciating loss, struggling against it is ultimately a waste of your energy. You have to find the inlet or the channel to the place where you're able to surrender and to accept what has ultimately happened. When we are able to attune to the moment and to really sit with what is, to embrace the finite nature of life, then we center ourselves in a position of inner peace and we become most effective in all that we set out to accomplish. We attune to the inherent wisdom and harmony within nature. Contemplation is the key to unlocking the door of understanding. enabling you to drop your resistance to impermanence and to say yes to life. And know that nothing ever truly disappears. Even matter cannot be destroyed. Everything is merely redistributed. Albert Einstein himself says that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another. Through the apparent illusion of being surrounded by impermanence, in actuality, we are surrounded by eternity and infinity. Alright guys, that about wraps it up. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and for listening to all of my deep thoughts and musings on the mortality of our existence. So if you have any comments or suggestions or thoughts on this subject, please post below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you're interested in what else I am up to, please come and visit me at Creative-Flame.org. Alright, signing out.